Welcome one, welcome all to a fearsome Friday in the Grand Old Commonwealth of Kentucky here on Hallows Eve, and it's a terribly good tie tonight in the Gamebridge Super League. First ever facing of Lexington and Sporting JAX, live for you now. Howdy folks, with the Hall of Famer Christine Huber, I am Peyton Geller, and this is your table. Lexington, unbeaten to date, out in front of the pack. Sporting JAX have been excellent in their debut campaign, just below that orange stripe in the playoff line and pressing some of the big boys in the division. As for how this Lexington team have fared to this stage in the season, they have been one of the best, Christine.
They sure have. Right now they're tied for the second longest unbeaten streak in league history. They defeated Fort Lauderdale a few weeks ago 5-1. That's right, 5 goals they were able to score. But they've remained unbeaten in different ways. Some games it's the defense that steps up, some games it's the offense that's on point. But what's scary is the chemistry is getting better and better.
They have gone from worst to first in all defensive categories. That has been the backstop of everything good for Matt Hemi's side, but the offense coming along. That's the scary proposition, a large part of that, these two players.
And this is that 1-2 punch, and then you throw in reigning MVP Ekich, who just feeds them the ball, just becomes an unstoppable offense. Coach Matt gives them the flexibility and freedom to be creative. Look for them to combo. They're going to make runs behind the back line, and most importantly, they're going to score.
If they are to remain unbeaten today, though, it will be against stout opposition, particularly on the road. Sporting JAX unbeaten this year away from the state of Florida and away from Jacksonville. They have been excellent in unfriendly confines.
And they haven't lost in their last 5 matches. It's just amazing that on the road that they're winning, that they haven't even been at any of these stadiums or have done these road matches, and they're still winning. They've scored 11 away goals, which is the most in the league.
Massive hand in that coming from Ashlyn Puerta, just back from international call-up with the U.S. Women's Youth National Program. 7 goals for her, leads the division.
And she scored her 7th goal of the season to rescue a point in that 1-1 draw against Tampa Bay. The youngest pro player to score a hat trick. She reads the game well, and she looks to improve every day.
5 of her 7 goals this year have come in those road games. Well, it's an enticing one on the other end of a break, everybody, in their best Halloween attire here in Lexington. When we return, it's Lexington SC and Sporting JAX, folks. Don't go anywhere.
Caitlin Clark, amazing at assists. Gamebridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, graded assists. Gamebridge, graded assists for your savings.
This place is built on more than a game. It's noise. Belief. 90 minutes to leave everything in it.
On the ground.
Every voice matters. Every moment counts. Because this city deserves something to stand in. Lexington Sporting Club.
Success isn't a game of chance. It's about making the right moves. Just like Lexington Sporting Club, Commonwealth Credit Union aims to win by helping you defend your goals and keeping your money on the attack. As the official credit union of Lexington Sporting Club, we're empowering success on the field and in your finances with smarter banking options and unbeatable service. Are you ready to take the lead? Then get the home field advantage for your finances, only with Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
A big game in the early going in the Gamebridge Super League here tonight on Halloween. Lexington SC and Sporting JAX. The starting lineups, first for the home side, and Matt Hemi. This Lexington squad, they have been so proficient in all areas to this point in the year in the formula. not broke. Really no reason to fix much.
That is so true, and they're going to stick to that 4-3-3. One change, though. Barry does start tonight. She didn't start last game, came in, though, and scored a goal. We're going to see Ekich, Barry, McCain. They're going to switch positions up front, and they're going to try and get behind this Sporting JAX defense.
For the opposition, Sporting JAX, Stacey Ballum, in her first year with this program, played with a couple of different tactical ideas today at fourth the back.
Yeah, two changes. It's a 4-2-3-1, and we're going to see in is Hughes and Smith up top, and they're going to work about, the big thing is look for Hughes. She is going to run at defenders one-on-one.
Sporting JAX, they love to have the ball, just posted the highest ever share of possession in the league's history in their last match. As for our keys to the game, tonight presented by Toyota, how do you see everything?
Lexington, they need to stay hungry, be the first to every ball, prove why they are #1 in the league. And for Sporting JAX, possession with a purpose. They love to possess, they love to keep the ball, but now can they break the lines and can they get behind this Lexington defense to create scoring opportunities?
55.79% average share of the ball is the highest ever mark for Sporting JAX this year for the league. Now in its second season. It is a delicious stylistic contrast here in this one. Lexington, Mac Hemme, his first year as the manager in charge of this program. They'll be happy to stay compact, sit against the ball, and pick their moments to break. Sporting JAX will try to exert their influence over the contest. And there is a good look at Masaki Hemme, now in what is his first year as the full senior manager with this program, and he's turned everything around almost overnight. In the dugout for Sporting JAX, Stacey Ballum. This team has been so resolute on the road this year, Christine.
It's just been amazing what they've been able to do. I mean, this is their first time going to stadiums. This is the first time on the road, and there's just so much travel and meal prep, and the fact that they are getting it done is just amazing.
They've picked up more points away from their home venue than any team in the division, as mentioned previous. So far, having thrown in 11 goals, that also is the high water mark in the Gamebridge Super League in 2025 away from home. In white, it's Sporting JAX. In green, it's Lexington SC. Our center official today is Elvis Osmanovic. We are just about ready to set off from the blocks. Something's still being sorted here. I don't think the argument is about whether or not candy corn is acceptable. All smiles. We are certainly happy to have you with us along for the ride on this Halloween setting sun here in the state of Kentucky. In many ways, two of the league's upstart programs at odds, as straight away it will be delivered long by Sporting JAX, likely to set up that press.
And we've seen them do that all year. Parks will come up and take that kickoff and just send it into the corner. Now they can get into their defensive press.
They have had the second most pressing takeaways in the division this year. 55 times they've won the ball in the final third of the opposition, and immediately grabbing a foothold in that very same final third. Once more with Christine Huber and Peyton Gallagher. And play is certainly underway. Tight spot on the near touch line. Lexington have it in tow. And circulating to once more start the build. Sporting JAX. One of the big points of contention here is being useful with the ball, progressive with the ball. For the Sporting JAX side, not just passing the ball for the sake of doing so.
And I was so impressed with them. The few times I've watched them already, I mean, they do so well with the possession. They don't turn the ball over. They keep it. As we see, Lexington here is going to put on a high press and really make them turn it over.
They pick right through it. Shepherded out of play, and it's a throw-in for Lexington. Pentuso there, stride for stride. One of those big additions in the offseason. Played every minute last year for Brooklyn. Played every minute so far in this campaign as well. A tempting ball for the press, and it's well won, but done so illegally. Several Sporting JAX players up amongst it. Darted in behind. And smashed away at the back by Caitlin Parks. There's been some rotation in goals so far this year for Sporting JAX. Parks getting the nod today.
Yeah, a little mix-up in the keeper changes. We saw Gerstenberg start the season, and now Parks come in, earn that #1 spot.
There will be plenty of opportunity throughout this team for Sporting JAX this year. As their first campaign, they try and find that best 11 that works in chorus with one another. All these players playing together for the first time. Going through much of the teething stage that we saw so many endure last season. Sporting JAX, the big addition to the division this year. On the twists. And spent centrally by Bowman. And now flushed wide. Phil Potts. And Parks.
Sporting JAX today, they're really going to want to attack those outside flanks. That's where they think it's best to get by this Lexington defense. Because we know Lexington stays nice, compact, tight. It's hard to go through the middle of the field.
One of the things that Matt Hemme underlined over and over and over again, talking to him, the word compact came up. Platform for this Lexington team, and everything that they do, all the offensive firepower that they have to offer, it won't matter if they can't keep that defensive shape and stay compact.
It's going to be interesting today, right? Because both teams are so possession-based, possession-focused, that it really has to be that battle in the midfield that's won. Who's going to win the second balls, and who's going to have those quick transitions, those quick counterattacks?
First corner of the game for Sporting JAX. Hoping to do some damage here straight away. Ball in within swing. Keeper comes forward, applies the knuckle. And the break might be brewing. Snapped up. Counter pressure working wonders. Phil Potts still running. Phil Potts leaves one into the area, held up to the top of the box now. And on the drive, it's Hughes. Rounding the corner, Hughes serves in. It's a teasing ball across the box. And will be chased down, asking all the questions. Sporting JAX 5 minutes in. They go again. A resting tackle just ahead of the headline. Really promising start, though, for the roadside.
Yeah, and how about Hughes, right? We said she likes to take on players. She likes to attack them one-on-one, and she just had this space, and she took it. It's a great ball across the box. My favorite ball, just put it right across the 6. Unfortunately, no one on Sporting JAX was able to touch it in.
Team's joint leader for chances created this year. That will not technically be registered as one in that moment. No shot coming, but just the creative prowess of a player of McHugh's quality. And Lexington look all out of sorts. Scrambling in, shot fired and flashed over frame. And the Sporting JAX team has scored more goals from outside the box than anybody in the division with 5. Missing out on target there, though.
And these are those turnovers that I'm talking about, right? Both teams like to possess, but when there is a turnover, how quick can the other team capitalize? And Sporting JAX got a good look right there.
Coming out of the international break, Lexington, at least in these immediate proceedings, have seemed a little bit rusty so far. Goal kick for Kat Asman. 4 clean sheets for her on the year, second most in the division. She's not really had to do much, though, to earn those. Not surpassed 3 saves in any game over the course of the campaign. Testament to how solid defensively this Lexington outfit really is.
And what a difference compared to last season as well.
Slinging into the attack, Lexington find the front foot. Ulmer gets away from Addie McCain. And it's Lexington assuming the ball at midfield, just revisiting the point that you just made, the progress that's been made with this Lexington team. They were the worst defense in the league by a factor of 21 last year. They're the best in 2025.
They gave up 62 goals last season, 62. What are we on now?
I think it's 9 for the year.
9 goals. Just insane. And, you know, they did so much in the offseason, right? Player movement, getting in the top players, and then Coach Mack putting all those players, all those stars, all those studs, getting them to work together. And he thinks they're just getting better and better as far as chemistry is concerned.
And in fact, I've shortchanged them at 6 goals this year, so even better. Introducing the LSC One membership, your season ticket to every LSC men's and women's home match in 2026. All-in-one package starting at $21 per month. Become a member today at lexsporting.com memberships. Unlock free tickets today to every remaining 2025 regular season home match. Men's team just missing out on the playoffs on the final day for Lexington SC in the USL Championship, but a very promising first campaign at that division for them. A little more explosive teams, but under duress here. With the reading of it is Kat Asman. Alive to all the danger.
It's a good idea, though, by Sporting JAX,
Sure.
right? Keeping possession, and now they're breaking lines, right? They're looking to split that Lexington defense, get behind. It was an excellent run there.
Sporting JAX have been fast starters this year. 3 goals inside the first 15 minutes. The most in the Super League this year. And they're putting the fire to the feet of Lexington SC. And another pass, just not on the same kind of tuning. Anna Schartz, who's been excellent for Lexington. McHemme praising her passing range in the build-up for this game.
She's known for her long throws, but now she needs to be known for her long passes and how she's able to split defenders, especially in the middle.
Phil Potts. Gracefully down the line, but dispossessed. Sarah Griffith confiscating the ball and sending one into the gap. What a well-weighted ball. It just bounces away at the last. It was Catherine Berry giving it chase. That's how quickly Addie McCain can open up a match, though.
And that play started with the splitting of the Sporting JAX defenders, which gets Lexington numbers up, and then off they go to the races.
Only 2 assists for Addie McCain on the year, but one of the league's very best providers in her first season with Lexington SC. It's really unfair to have her and Amin Ekic in the same squad. Navigating at the touchline. Fung flashing into the middle. Here is Ekic. Amina Ekic. Still racing away, a show of skill. But it was always a numbers game in the end. 3v1. Ekic unable to unlock.
And as we see Ekic get double, triple teamed, that's when her teammates are going to go open up. And I think that's why Barry and McCain, they're doing so well getting open. They have so much space now. And now Ekic, when she releases that pressure, she then cuts behind it. I mean, just the 3 of them are just so dangerous up top.
Striker's paradise. Phil Potts. Been a very useful tool for Stacey Ballam so far this year. Phil Potts functioning as an outside center back, today as a fullback. Now it's her opposite number, rambling down the far flank. Back behind the ball, Lexington. Both sides really starting to find the tempo and the beat in this match. And wide open over the last 5 minutes or so. Bourgeois. You really are seeing Jacksonville sit up in that middle block and force Lexington to go wider over the top. There's that direct ball. And hoofed down for a throw.
Sporting JAX not playing with the complete high pressure from their forwards. They want to win that midfield.
Might have influenced the team selection. Deferring from that back three to put that extra body in the middle of the park today. Sweet stuff on the ball from Lexington. Whittling wide from McCain. At the edge of the area now. It's Ekic, it's blocked, she gets it right back. Ball across the bow, stuck centrally, and spun wide. It was Addie McCain on the end, and it may have been helped out by a deflection.
And it just seems every time Ekic gets the ball, it's just magic on her feet. The ball's on a string, does not leave. She's able to just kind of psych and then chip it in at the far post. McCain almost gets her foot on it.
It's always the worst moment as a goalkeeper, knowing the ball is flown over your head. Corner kick coming. Today's Lexington SC corner kicks are presented by Commonwealth Credit Union. Great chance to throw the opening blow for the home side. Here it comes. Goalkeeper's backed in. A crucial intervention takes it off the line. At the foot of Ekic. Magnificent work into the box. It's just needled away. Those star-turn players for Lexington really starting to announce themselves now, though.
And I love the runs they're making off the ball as well, right? If it's not there on the first time, they're recycling their runs in the box, and that is so hard as a defender to mark them.
Sarah Griffith. Her cross is blocked. Digging the trenches, Sporting JAX. Maybe an avenue to alleviate some of that tension now. Cheers to local beer. West 6 Brewing is proud to be the official craft beer of Lexington Sporting Club. Find their locally crafted beer all around the state of Kentucky. The flagship West 6 IPA, Sixer Light Lager. There's something for everyone. Head to west6.com to visit one of the dynamic tap rooms and learn about Stadium Ale, the official craft beer of Lexington SC. Bit of a bang from behind. Foul is called. This could be a cheaply given away free kick. Plenty of players on this Lexington team could cause issue here at the quarter-hour stage.
Lexington very dangerous too on these free kicks.
All 17 of their goals of the early going of the season have come into the box. I have to imagine that is exactly where the ball will be sent. Belongs to Tati Funk. She had an assist last time out against Fort Lauderdale. In with swerve. It's a well-shaped ball. It just travels over the head of the intended target. That was Ulmer. Missed out by inches, but Lexington do have a corner.
Did you see this ball just knuckle in the air? Look at that. No spin, and then it just starts curving. Wow, what a free kick.
You know, you don't see that a lot on delivering free kicks, but it nearly works out.
I mean, it just knuckled right to her head.
Yeah, right on the valve. Here's Ekic on the routine. Thoughts of a shot. Now swiveled infield. Shot coming from range. Fabulous. Sarah Griffith. So pure. 1-0 Lexington. That is their first goal from outside the area in 2025. It comes with a loud and mighty pop.
And what a strike this is. Lexington just knocking on the door. We get the little fake here. Nice layoff. And you know what? I love that preparation touch right there, right? It's out. It's in front of her feet. So now all her body weight, everything is going forward, getting behind that ball. And I mean, off the post and in. Amazing.
Not a goalkeeper alive is keeping that out.
No.
Glorious goal from Sarah Griffith. Well, she scored a brace in her last game. She is up amongst the goals again here. That goal is presented by Clark's Pump and Shop. And now the whole thing changes. What response is on offer for Sporting JAX?
Yeah, this next 5 minutes is going to be important for both teams. Sporting JAX, they have to fight back. They really are not getting anything in their offensive third at all. And Lexington staying with that theme, right? Stay hungry. Keep winning the balls in the midfield.
As they do exactly right here. Twisting away, it's Ekic. Up to her regular tricks as she rifles wide. Now they have the groove, Lexington SC. Well, they outbursted for 5 in the last match against Fort Lauderdale. And the carryover heat seems to have warmed them up straight away. Dodged away at the back. Not on the same page there as McCain. Sporting JAX just need to put their foot on the ball here for a little bit, take some of the air out of it. They've been embargoed into their own half for what feels like going on 10 minutes at this stage. Well, good news for Sporting JAX. They've only been shut out 1 time this year, but they are going against the stingiest defense in the entire division.
The $100 gas gift card, courtesy of Clark's Pump and Shop. Be sure to text GOALS to 859-328-2678 to be eligible.
Beyond that, Sporting JAX have been fast starters throughout the year. This is only the 3rd time they have been the first to allow a goal. Now in their 9th game.
It's a little bit different mindset for Sporting JAX, right? They've never really been on the, or not too many times on that back foot. So again, they're keeping possession well in the back like they normally do, but how can they get forward? They have to start splitting defenders, get numbers up. I'm fine with their sticking with their game plan, right? Attack down the flanks, attack down the wing, and that's going to open up this Lexington defense.
Well, Christina, I think the big thing is we've not called Ashton Puerta's name a single time today. Yeah. 20 minutes in, the league's leading goal scorer. Just no access to her. Academy made that a point of emphasis. He was certainly aware of her prowess, and she has not even sniffed the game. Out on the heels of the ball here.
And to be fair to her, I mean, the ball really hasn't even been over midfield to even find her yet.
Got to be so frustrating as a forward player to just sit behind it and chase. Youngster Puerta being asked to do exactly that. On the half turn. Unable to locate the oncoming runner in the form of Bourgeois. Foul is awarded. Didn't look like there was too much in that tackle. As mentioned previous, Elvis Osmanovic is the center today. Jessica Carnival and Jackson Krauser are the linos. Lila Remachet is the 4th official. I'm a little bit disappointed nobody's come in Halloween attire, the officials.
No face paint, nothing?
I'm just trying to think of what would be the appropriate costume for a referee. Just tempting that press right now. Sporting JAX. You like the audacity from Grace Philpotts to try and pull off the back heel. Goes out for a throw. Hughes is dispossessed. So as a forward, how does that, maybe more on that here in a moment, on the run, rushing in. And unable to connect the dots in the end is Bailey Desmet. And for her first start of the year today, she tips the spear and misses out in that moment. But just, I guess, returning to the initial point of inquiry, how does it affect your mindset if you are a forward that's seeing so little of the game so far in this one, as that's well done out of the back?
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, you have to keep working, right? You have to start reading the game, getting behind the defenders, working more off the ball so that you can get the ball.
Swishing into the final third, and a long touch from Ekic. They just can't escape. Into the pocket. Back to goal. And sent towards the end line. Goalkeeper will arrive in the nick of time. Lexington Sporting Club is thrilled to offer the Little Kickers, nationally acclaimed youth soccer program built for children ages 18 months to 9 years. Sessions are now live. Sign up at lexsporting.com/youth. Gunning into the final third, it's Sporting JAX, and breezes across the bow of what looked like Bailey Desmet.
Sporting JAX is still having trouble making that connection between midfielders and forwards. They're just not able to get that connection in the final third.
They have been a team that have relied quite often on getting the ball into the box, served in from wide areas, 113 crosses for them. Second most in the league, but the highest per game average of any team. It's really the first time we've really seen a cross at this stage in the contest.
Might have been Puerta's first touch on the ball, too. Both teams kind of playing that same familiar, sitting in the middle block there, right? We're not high pressuring. Last night was crazy with the high pressure between Carolina and Spokane. We're not seeing that today. They're sitting back a little bit. They're going to let, each team is letting the defenders keep possession, play with the ball. So that's why this midfield is so important today.
So as a player, if you are one of those first phase progressors, a center back maybe, what are the kind of passes that are open to you? Maybe something like this.
Yeah, I like what Schartz is doing, right? Schartz is really trying to split that Sporting JAX defenders. Just like that. Anytime you can split two players, you're going to be numbers up. And Lexington is doing a better job at that than Sporting JAX.
Right on cue, it's just a faulty first touch as it gets away from Catherine Perry. If you're just now joining us, Sarah Griffith, the point of difference, a sizzling goal from outside the area just a few moments ago, separates the sides. Lofted down that forehand channel. A little bit weakly hit in the direction of the goalkeeper. Asman will take it under little contest. Now the pressure arrives. Punching holes with relative ease. It's Griffith now. On the overlap, a lung-busting run from Alyssa Bourgeois. Comes up just short. Fullbacks covering a lot of ground for Lexington. Checked on by Phil Potts. And it will be a throw-in for Lexington. Hometown fans, why go far when the best stay is right here at home? Embassy Suites, Lexington is your go-to spot for a weekend staycation, a night out, hosting meetings or events, and all of your out-of-town friends. Local, loyal, and always game day ready. Over the top from Ulmer. Plenty of green grass to explore for Bourgeois. Pentuso. Bourgeois over the head of Barry and knotted out. Ekic picking up the pieces. McCain scrambles across the toes of Barry. And it's thankfully a goal kick for Sporting JAX.
Addie McCain just unable to get her foot with a quality strike on that one. But you can see Lexington, right? They're trying to actually do different than Sporting JAX. They're trying to feed the ball up over the center defenders. They're trying to cross it in. That's where they think they're going to win.
It's always alarm bells whenever McCain and Ekic start to get in close proximity like that. As Ekic steals it up high. Into the middle, Griffith. We know what she can do from here. Deferring wide, Bourgeois. And Barry has her cross sniffed out and stolen right back by Sporting JAX. They do fail to clear. A twisting ball over. And it comes into the clutch of Caitlin Parks.
Easy floater right there for Parks to pick up.
Not much she could have done to stop the first goal, otherwise not put a foot wrong.
And Parks just fits into this possession play of Sporting JAX. She's good with her feet, so they'll always play the way they're facing. They don't mind playing back to her.
Such an underrated part of the position and how coaches perceive of it, especially nowadays. Everybody thinks of the shot stopping, but there are two other key areas in playing in goal. Distribution one and the other box control. That will be tested right here with the free kick.
See this foul here, just a little friendly tug of the jersey.
Will the lead grow ahead of halftime? Question to be answered. Over the top and in. It just hung high over the box for what felt like forever, but ultimately biteless in the end. Goal kick.
It's a nice floated ball in. It just did seem just to hang there so much. Catherine Barry able to get her head on. She's a little taller than the others, so she's getting up. She'll attack that ball. She's just one of those natural goal scorers. She can create chances out of nothing.
Scored last game off the bench, getting her back into the starting 11. And started all games previous to last against Fort Lauderdale. It's an embarrassment of riches, though, for Matt Hemme. So many players that he can insert into the team to make a difference.
He feels his bench could start for any team in the league. He just loves all the players, top to bottom. And you know what? It just makes practices so much better, right? Every day, when you're playing against top-notch, top quality, it makes everybody better.
Credit to this organization for understanding where to invest, how to invest, and not accepting the realities of last season, in which nobody would have been happy about how things ended up in 2024.
Last year, you know, being the first year of the Gamebridge Super League, there were so many lessons to be learned, right? And you saw what the squads did, what the teams did. Everybody just reloaded bigger, better, faster, stronger. There is just such a big talent difference between last year and this year.
We were talking about that before the match. It certainly seems as if there's been some interest internationally around the league. Some of the players that have been brought in from abroad and Players that have been able to make their way in from the college ranks. Really impressive second season already unfolding as Lexington widen their wings in the attack again. In rhythm with the ball and just left behind McCain. Now the break might be on. Looking for reinforcement and trying to hatch a plan. Desmond unable to shake the marking of Hannah Schartz at the back. Pentuso. Things opening up in the middle. Fung flashing one in. Caught Barry flat-footed, and that's because she knew she was offside.
Nice play, though, by Fung to split that ball in.
Get the latest Lexington SC news right at your fingertips by downloading the official mobile app powered by Fan 360. Get access to exclusive content while shopping for season tickets and LSC gear on the Lexington SC fan app. Just revisiting, though, that last moment for Lexington, the willingness of all players in the front line to play on the last shoulder and ask those questions of defenders. It's just never going to be comfortable in the back for Sporting JAX today.
Barry was open, too. There was definitely space there. Just so hard to time your run like that. Just has to bend it a little bit out. Bend it as far as the defender lets you. Opens up more space, easier to split, easier to stay onside.
I know the old adage is for a striker, if you can see the numbers on the back of your marker's shirt, you're in the right spot. She was there. Just that final calculation that was a miss. Some composure required from Phil Potts. Does not provide it. Griffith seeking possession and snatching it back. Now heading the other direction. And cleaned up. In transition from Tati Fung. Is there a change that can be made by Stacey Ballam to reverse the flow of this contest that you're seeing?
I think the big thing is they've got to get the ball to their forwards more, right?
That kitch in, far from piercing.
So one needs to check in, right? You see how there's not much movement off the ball here? One needs to check in, the other one then fills the space behind. And I mean, this is the issue too, right? They're just numbers down constantly, right? Get your defenders up, get your midfielders up, have them join the attack.
Finally settling in and decamping for their own half. Sporting JAX. Still 10 minutes left, plus stoppage time to equalize ahead of the curtain fall in this first frame. Scampering down the far flank. That's Meg Hughes. Flag is up. Looks like a foul was given.
Meg Hughes just being a little too aggressive here. Ball goes a bit away from her feet. And she just comes up high with the touch. Ooh, she gets it right in the nose. No matter what, it hurts when you get punched in the nose, let me tell you. She already has the tape on it, so.
Are you speaking from personal experience?
Yes, unfortunately.
I think it's a rite of passage for anybody who plays sports for as long as you did.
Yeah. A little too many times.
A scouting ball up ahead. And finally at the feet of Phil Potts, who has her pocket picked. Anytime there's been some progress for Sporting JAX beyond that first 5 minutes or so, it's hit a sharp cul-de-sac, but now on the ball again.
Sporting JAX isn't far off, right? They have the right ideas, but they're just missing that connection, that final connection, that final pass is not making it through.
It was Despit who just missed out there. Can Sporting JAX maybe get more involved in the game if they move her into a more central position?
Yeah, I mean, she needs to get the ball, right? I mean, she's not even having a lot of touches at all. So maybe that is a halftime change, right? Put her centrally, move other players up, play through her in the midfield.
Again, the league's leading goal scorer coming into today, and important to note that that production in large part has come away from home. 5 of those 7 goals. Nothing for her to sink her teeth into, though, in this one.
And now we can already see that she switched back in the midfield, left side, just to see what else is open.
Only 14 touches to this stanza of the contest. Almost all of those coming in her own half.
And if they're going to play all the way back to Parks, Parks is the one that's going to start this offense. So now you need to get set in position, get your space, figure out where the defense is, figure out where those holes are, where those gaps are. We see Hughes on the right, Porta on the left.
Only 17% of the play has taken place in the final third of Lexington. Here's Puerta. Plowing wide. Despit waiting in the area.
And if I'm Lexington, I'm okay with this right now, right? You always want to force your opponents to play backwards. Get them going further away from goal, and this is exactly it, right? You win that second ball. You don't have to win it on the first player that's pressuring. Win it on that second ball.
The league's lone unbeaten, showing exactly why they've achieved that mark. In total control of the contest. Sophie Jones stepping in to escort it out of touch.
Last remaining unbeaten team. Isn't that insane? You're from the bottom to the top, right? 8th place last season. Last place they finished. And now they're top of the league. Just amazing what they've done.
Their longest unbeaten run last year was 3 games. They would triple that if they hold their nerve here. And we get to 9. Second longest streak in the league's history, 11 the all-time mark. Enter the Prinks Tires Family Game Day Kit sweepstakes for a chance to win a prize pack worth up to $4,000. Scan the QR code on the screen to enter today.
Ekid's triple teamed again.
Tough treading for her. Had a couple of moments where her industry imagination was on display. Both her and Addie McCain have found less and less of the ball as we've moved further and further into this half. But that goes back to exactly what you were saying earlier on how that gravity that they command opens things up for everybody else on the field for Lexington.
And as much as they want to take their space and they want to take on players, they'll see. Once that triple team comes, it's a quick 1-2, right? Get the ball out from your feet. One touch. Get it out. They'll probably get their legs taken out in the meantime as well, but at least then their teammate gets the ball. Then the teammates are numbers up, and you can cut behind the defense.
Lexington accelerating into the attacking half. And pushed off course. With no defensive assistance, it's a throw-in. Halloween standalone here in Kentucky. Saw some action last night in the division. Popping off your Cambridge Super League weekends. Trying to add some drama at the end of this first frame. Sporting JAX on the 1-2. That's so well done. Bill Potts lofting in and lurched away for now. Finalizing clearance from Sarah Griffith.
Nice build up there by Sporting JAX. Still attacking those outside flanks, that wide area. And Porter was the one who had a nice through ball.
Maddie McCain spinning her wheels. It's a loose touch from Sophie Jones. Tati Funk. Bourgeois. And Griffith. Heavy contact, but fairly won. Phil Potts needling once more.
Lexington doing such a great job too at mixing up their presses, right? They have certain key points, certain key triggers that tells the team whether they're going to high press or whether they're going to sit back a little more.
It was an emphasis as well from Matt Hemme, the periodization of this press and never allowing an opponent to really have a comfortable idea of what Lexington might be doing. Counter movement on full display, doing the dance in behind. Just escaping Jade Pennick at the last, but the best moment, without much question, for Sporting JAX.
Nice little 1-2 here, a nice little through ball, just a little too heavy on the pass as Asman's able to scoop it up.
First moment in which we've seen Sporting JAX actually get numbers into that central area in the final third.
And they have the skill to do it, right? They can possess, they can 1-2 it in the midfield. We just haven't seen a lot of it tonight.
Trying to get a little bit physical down there.
They're picking on the kid.
Ashlyn Puerta, more than up for her moment this year. Instantaneous, her quality. She's been the marquee woman for Sporting JAX from the outset. And that requires the star treatment from pretty much everybody, including the opposing team, as we saw a moment ago. Sophie Jones sniffing it out. Got a little bit nosy with the tackle, won the ball and won the foul. Can't imagine there will be too much stoppage time here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated there will be a
calculations render it will be only 1 minute.
in the first half.
Sporting JAX trying to gain some equilibrium in the contest in the last moments of this first half. Sarah Griffith's goal, the only one scored in this first 45. Lexington swaggering forward. Bourgeois with some urgency, darts one over the top. Griffith pursuing, she loses the foot race but picks up the pieces on the second ball. Funk and Barry with space. Joined by plenty of friendly faces in the final third, in by Griffith. Thoughts of a pop. It's blocked. It ricochets wide. And that brings us to the end of the first frame. So it's Sarah Griffith who loudly opened the scoring. Lexington nearly at another here.
Lexington so far just having a great first half, in my opinion. They're doing it defensively. They're staying nice, tight, compact. offensively, they're moving the ball, they're winning the second balls, they're getting offensive chances. On the flip side, Sporting JAX, they need to get some connections in the final third. They have possession like they normally do, but as our key point said, they have to break lines. They have to go forward with it.
A domineering first 45 minutes from the league's leader, Lexington SC. Sporting JAX unbeaten on the road. They will have a sharp test in the next 45 minutes. What a performance in that first frame from Matt Hemmy's bunch. We are set to be joined by Sarah Griffith here in a moment. Anything else stand out to you in any particularity in that first 45?
I think Lexington's doing a great job sticking with their game plan. They look good, right? And we talked about at the top of the open, they win games defensively and offensively. I think both sides look solid for them today.
And Scooby's pleased. All right, we're joined now by Sarah Griffith. Sarah, did you already have your mind made up that you were pulling the trigger as soon as the ball arrived at your feet on that opening goal?
We knew we had to get shots on net, and that's my role. If it bounces back out, just put it in the mixer, and it worked out.
And what else can you guys do offensively just to generate more production?
Yeah, I think staying patient, moving them, and then when we see our opening, it'll be clear as day, and we go. I think just staying patient and being confident when we move the ball.
Sarah, a demonstrative first half. What was the thing that maybe stood out to you the most about how you controlled the flow of play?
Yeah, I think it starts with movement off the ball and people opening up for each other. If we don't have that, we don't have anywhere to go. So I think people's effort just to keep moving the ball.
All right, Sarah, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
So at the break, Lexington SC lunge in front here at home. Sarah Griffith's goal, the only in that first 45 minutes. Halftime coverage coming up here in Kentucky, 1-0 for the home side.
Picture-perfect technical goalkeeping. Tampa Bay has done it!
What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water unique? It's our commitment to making our bottles from at least 50% recycled plastic. In fact, Crystal Geyser is the only beverage company in the U.S. to exclusively own and operate 2 plastic recycling facilities. And you can help us make an impact too by always remembering to recycle your bottles. Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Simple, but not easy.
Prinks Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines. From early mornings to late nights. From fun with friends to winner takes all. From the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
We live with you, build with you, grow up with you, and dream with you. At Central Bank, we belong to the same communities you do. You're our neighbors, friends, and business partners. And through the relationships we build with you every day, we consistently serve you better. That's what highly personal banking is all about. We start with you.
Believe in hope, in willpower, in work, in seeking, in screening, in knowing, in treating, in dedication, determination, and we're getting through this, whatever it takes. In bravery, in breakthroughs, in beating the odds. Believe in a cancer-free future for all of Kentucky. Believe in Markey.
Lexington is the Kentuckiest place in the world. Just look at it. It's by far the bluegrassiest, the bourbonist. See? the artsiest, and hands down, the horsiest. Oh, look, that one has a baby. I don't know why you would look anywhere else. Looking for the coolest, most Kentuckiest getaway? Look at Lexington.
That guy's a banana. The Gamebridge Super League's new series called Be Here dives into the stories and experiences of players around the league. This video highlights the story behind DC power forward Gianna Corley's iconic G-Money nickname.
This worked ahead, it's Gorley. Gorley in behind, Gianna Gorley!
Yeah, I think for me as a player, I'm just really hungry to score goals. I like being in the box and getting the ball at my feet and just taking a bunch of shots and being dynamic as well. I really like to get in behind defenses and like just create havoc. My G-Money nickname, I think I was 9 or 10 years old. I had this one coach and I showed up with these bright orange cleats to training one day. It was the first time I always wore black cleats. And he's like, "What up, G? Like you have money makers today." I was like, "Yeah, you know," I was feeling myself. I scored a couple bangers that day and it just kind of stuck. He was like, "Oh, G-Money has the money makers," and it just stuck for the rest of my career. And just the environment alone, I've made a lot of good friends here and we get along really well, and it's just a cool place to be a part of. Continuing to build chemistry is really big for us, and I think once we take off, we're going to really take off because we have the personnel, we have the coaching staff behind us, and I'm really excited for what we're going to bring this season, and I think we can win a championship.
Probably the first time in human history that a strawberry and Scooby-Doo have been that close to one another, but we carry on regardless here on Halloween. Lexington SC 1, Sporting JAX 0. We'll show you how we got here. Here now, highlights from the first half. Lexington, it was for the most part one-way traffic, but some early inquiry from Sporting JAX.
Sporting JAX able to break into the box early. They got a few touches, only 4 total touches in the opposition box, and this was one of them here. Best chance really in the day for them.
That came about 5 minutes in, and it felt like Sporting JAX might have the creativity required to pick the lock on this league best defense, but everything dried up really after these opening moments. One more opportunity emerging now.
They were able defensively to win this ball. It's a one-on-one opportunity, but just skies over that crossbar.
Missing the mark on a distance try, not doing so here with the Sarah Griffith off the restart from the corner. The ball would find its way to her feet, and she did not hesitate.
Lexington was just building momentum at this time. A good fake there. I love her first touch. It's a preparation touch. It's out of her feet. It's in front of her, and it makes her and sets her up for the perfect shot, and that's exactly what it was.
Just sizzling quality to set the sides apart. There are plenty on hand and all kinds of high spirits, including a Power Ranger and Luigi. Green is the main theme in The Boy Who Lived. Of course, with the second half, when we return in Kentucky, Lexington SC and Sporting JAX. Even Hedwig's here. Back from the break, Lexington with the lead, Sporting JAX with work to do as we rejoin you here from the Blue Hill State of Kentucky. It is the second half set to unfold, the stakes evident in the early going. Lexington hoping to remain unbeaten as they top the table in this early stage.
And right now, if they get another win, they'll pull in the second all-time of unbeaten streaks, and it's Carolina who has it with 11 from last season.
This is a continuous run, so the draw at the end of last year for Lexington factors into that number. They would be 9 games unbeaten if this result holds in 2025, right on the heels of what has been the standard bearer in the early going for the league. Carolina sets one of the best teams last year and back above that playoff line after a struggling start in 2025, and there is one change to report. Date done for Jade Pennock as Maddie Kemp will replace her.
That change right there, more of an offensive change, getting kept involved in that offensive attack.
Big question to be answered is, will it move Ashlyn Puerta a little bit more centrally to increase her involvement? As you mentioned at halftime, only 4 touches in the box for Sporting JAX in that first half. That central access, I mean, it is the old adage, the goal is in the middle.
Yeah, the whole game, that whole first half was just dealt with in the middle. Not much going on at either end of the offensive thirds. But what I want to see from Sporting JAX, more movement off the ball, right? They seem to be standing still while Lexington is moving a lot. So it almost looks like Lexington is playing numbers up.
With the Hall of Famer, Christine Huber, I'm Peyton Gallagher, and we are back in motion here in Kentucky. Harsh challenge. Rip-roaring in and setting the physical tone straight away. It's the substitute, Maddie Kemp. Not the first time we've seen Hannah Johnson take a spill so far. Maddie Kemp letting everybody know that she's in this game now.
Friendly little chit-chat.
Elvis Osmanovic in the dugout. That foul took place right in front of the benches. Unsure of what Stacey Balam would be upset about there. If anything, Kemp was maybe a bit fortunate to escape without a booking.
I feel it's been a clean game as far as fouls, and the referee's done a great job at controlling it.
We only saw 1 minute of stoppage time in the first half. Usually a good marker of how freely proceedings are flowing. Onto the second ball and striking out. And Julia Lester leaving it wide. Kemp, her first touch is undone. Unable to grapple the ball back there. Another tie-up between her and Hannah Johnson. They've been face-to-face straight out of the gate.
Just not a good touch by Kemp. She tries to go for the nutmeg. And Johnson says, not here, not tonight, not in my stable.
I like what you did there.
Thank you. Not my first rodeo.
Clearly not. There's somebody in a horse mask lingering around the ground tonight.
He's in the stable.
He's somewhere. Headed along. Matching green and white checkerboard overalls. If I remember correctly, as more contacts. Already instantaneously a more physical tone, both in the technical area and between the 4 lines. McHemmie less than pleased.
He was pretty quick to run to that iPad there. Check it out. And we said it's going to be a battle in the midfield, and this is exactly it. Head-to-head collision there.
Looks like Stacey Balam is preparing one more substitution. Maybe that was one of the players that was already on the field that had to come off for a moment. Looked like it was Paige Kenton standing over there. Just taken away by Lexington, who spring to life and bring numbers up towards the final third. It was a smart idea to try and switch the point, but needed heavier bit of contact and distribution there. Tati Funk. A stabbing tackle to take it off course. Pentusel. And back with Lexington. Justin bringing up the low share of box touches so far for Sporting JAX. Lexington have been excellent in that regard, only having allowed 129 this year. Second best mark in the division. Also only allowed 26 shots on target, which is the high water mark in the Cambridge Super League. Defensive vice grip to go along with all the individual talent in the attack.
I just feel like Lexington is just having their way. Open channels, open space for them to pass through.
Case in point. Here's Barry. Scrambling end line. Catherine Barry knocked off course. Open goal. Easy finish. Amina Ekic was never going to miss that. Arriving in style and finishing fashionably. 2-0 Lexington.
Lexington still having their way today. So much time, so much space. This is a great ball down the flank for Barry. And you know what? I like Barry because she has that aggressive one-on-one nature. She wants to take players on. She does exactly that to the touchline, and deflection just wasn't put out enough. And Ekic, great job just waiting, patient, such poise in the box. Reigning player of the year. She's going to finish this one every single time.
Goalkeeper does well to make any contact, but puts it right back in harm's way. The lethal jaws of Amina Ekic, and she does not hesitate.
Parks gets that deflection, but she really needs to punch that out high, wide, even if it's over her bar. Get it out and away from the box, and it was just left in the front of Ekic to finish.
That goal presented by Clark's Pump and Shop. And they are pumping the goals home. Lexington. Jacksonville finding themselves at the bottom of a deep hole. They get straight to work, Sporting JAX. Entered into the area. Julian Lester probing the box, and it's out for a throw. And once more, at least turning up the temperature in some degree. Sporting JAX. How much do you expect to see Lexington sink off now?
I don't think Lexington's going to sink off. I think Sporting JAX needs to move players up. Their defenders need to fly forward. They have to get involved in that offensive attack.
It just has seemed like so much of the match has been isolated for Sporting JAX. Not that connectivity and build-up that's been so commonplace for them with the ball.
It seems like Sporting JAX is taking on 2 or 3 Lexington defenders, where on the flip side, Lexington seems to be numbers up. And that's lack of movement on Sporting JAX's part, but also positive movement on the part of Lexington.
This is where that compact nature that Makemi was referencing makes it so difficult to find where the open space is going to be. See, those infield, midfield players are barricaded by 3 or 4 green shirts.
Nice idea on the dummy.
It does feel like it is likely to come from some degree of creativity and inspiration. The Sporting JAX might find a way through this resolute defense of Lexington. Got to be willing to take chances.
At this point, you do, right? You're down 2-0.
And the flag is up for offside. Lexington Sporting Club is thrilled to offer Lil Kickers, a nationally acclaimed youth soccer program built for children ages 18 months to 9 years. Sessions are now live. Sign up at lexsporting.com/youth. We'll get Hedwig signed up expeditiously. Prepping the throw in. First time we will see Hannah Schartz get a chance to cue up the trebuchet. Already 3 throwing goals this year for Lexington. That is more than anybody had all of last year.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen anyone throw it as far as she does. I mean, she gets anywhere within 35 yards on the sideline. It's like a corner kick. It's just absolutely amazing.
It's been a big point of prescience across the global game at all levels, but I can't really think of anybody in any division that's been as prolific as Hannah Schartz has been with this exact thing this year. Just another way to create havoc on set pieces and dead balls. Lobbed in at the near post.
It's the shortest throw-in she's ever had right there.
McHemmie was immediate to point out that there's much more to her game than that. Thinks she's one of the best on-ball players in the division, massive passing range, but this is certainly a luxury for a team that's already littered with them.
She's done such a great job splitting Sporting JAX defenders in that midfield area.
Torqued into the box and turned away. Sporting JAX do well in that moment. And it lingers over the touchline for a throw. West 6 Brewing is proud to be a partner of Lexington Sporting Club with dynamic taproom locations throughout the state of Kentucky. You can enjoy West 6 locally crafted beers for all your adventures. Enjoy a Stadium Ale, the official craft beer of Lexington SC at all home games. It's your favorite retailers around Lexington. Home side putting the screws to the visitors. Important to underscore again, this was the only team in the league at this point that had picked up as many points as Sporting JAX had on the road. It scored 11 goals away from home, 10 points away from home. They have been put to the sword so far by one of the mightiest opponents in the division. Now, Lexington have outbursted for 5 goals in a game. Their last time out against Fort Lauderdale, they had 6 against Dallas Trinity earlier this year, but tip to tail, this might be one of their most impressive performances approaching the hour mark. Throw-in being prepped. Lexington have not conceded more than 1 goal in their last 7 games, so it would be somewhat unprecedented for Sporting JAX to get out from their binds. If it got to 3, it would be almost impossible this time. It's a biteless header from Catherine Berry.
Just been that type of night for Sporting JAX, right? The time before, they just knock out of bounds. Same thing here. Could be issue. Might be a bit too chilly, bit too nipply for them here in Lexington.
All I know is McHemmie took his eyes off the iPad for about 2 seconds, saw the ball go over his head, and got right back to work. Foul given. We were told it's going to get into the 40s tonight. Not a lot of long sleeves out there, though.
I would be having long sleeves, gloves.
That being said, more long sleeves on the white-shirted persuasion than the Lexington side. Floridians, it's not been a pleasant evening here in Kentucky for them in many regards. Sure, they're not exactly too fond of the weather, but that is a touch of class at the back. and then dispossessed. Space to explore, accelerating. Hannah Johnson winging wide. Ekic, faulty first touch. Now she gets busy. Ekic on a run. Still Amina Ekic. She goes down. It ricochets about the box and is picked up. A serious penalty shout to be had, but the referee allows it to go.
Ekic just doing it all by herself. She'll take on the triple team, going for the Meg. I absolutely love it. Tries to split the two. Could have been a call, or was she off balance as she was going and weaving through the players? But I mean, she's just so amazing. Whenever she has the ball at her foot, right? It's just magic. Doesn't leave her foot. She loves going for the nutmeg. She loves attacking players. That's why she was Player of the Year last year. I mean, good things happen when she touches the ball.
Team's leader in many of the major offensive categories, including box touches and shots and chances created. She's already scored one more here tonight. Close control, I think, maybe the most captivating part of her game, though.
Yeah, and she's playing at outside left mid, right? And she's getting involved in all that. I mean, just her, if you watch her, just her movement off the ball, her runs, and this is why, right? She just creates so much space. If she doesn't create space for herself, she creates it for her teammates.
She grabs the spotlight once more. In by Ekic. It's a searching ball, just probed off path. Shot now, Griffith. Missiles wide, was sitting on a brace. Ekic, the initiator again.
Ekic is the one that starts that whole build-up right here. This is an excellent cross in. Unable, nobody there, and Park's able to, again, deflect it out, but still in that dangerous area. I think Griffith thought she had more time than she needed. Took so much time and then put it wide.
Lexington SC fans, grab your Gamebridge Super League team as they will be back at home on Saturday, December 6th at 2 p.m. for our holiday in the Bluegrass match against Spokane Zephyr FC. Fans are encouraged to bring new teddy bears for our teddy bear toss. All teddy bears will be donated to UK Healthcare. Be sure to purchase your tickets today at lexsporting.com/tickets. Philpott's in trouble. Fighting hard and keeping the ball and winning a foul. A little surprised no advantage was given there by the referee.
I agree.
There has been one bright spot this performance today for Sporting JAX. Grace Philpott's has been pretty stable at that left back spot today.
Just still not enough for Sporting JAX. And you can see when they win the ball, they had no choice but to take players on one-on-one. There's no one for them to pass to.
Does look like Daviana Vaca is being prepped in the dugout. We'll see if that alters the actual shape. Sporting JAX started last game as a wingback. Just allow them to get a couple extra numbers up and flying in formation. Well spotted centrally. Addie McCain. Layered wide. Ekic and McCain on the 1-2. Just enough of a body in the way. Foul is called. Julia Lester drawing the contact. Those two have almost formed an instant psychic bond this year. Ekic and McCain.
And just using that momentum. Once they win that ball defensively, they are just off to the races. Such acceleration they have. Big difference between the two sides in that today.
Everything has been on such balance and so enthusiastic in the workmanship for Lexington. That's yielded all the opportunities in the final third, as it does once more. Dominating all those second ball categories. In from deep. Waiting on it was McCain. Never got out of the blocks as it took a hop in the area. May open the window for that substitution. And it does. They done. Bailey Dismit. Oncoming is Daviana Vaca. And again, the big question here will be if it alters the actual physical shape of Sporting JAX, this particular change. Grabbed up in the mid-park. It's a heavy touch off the foot of Griffith. He puts the foot to the pedal to apply the pressure to win a throw. In for Berry. Catherine Berry playing that role of connector now at the touchline. Turned infield. McCain. Ekic nearly gets hold of it in the box. What wonderful control from Addie McCain. Just does not stick in the end.
And I thought that ball was going to get split through, and it would have been Ekic one-on-one right into goal.
Firing on all cylinders, off to the races, the Kentucky side. Lexington SC into the box. Ekic just held off. Straight into the fray of the action. Daviana Vaca.
Addie McCain just doing such a great job trying to get that backflip to Ekic. Still stays with it, almost gets that split. I mean, McCain's just been a great addition to this team, and it's just scary when Coach Mack says their chemistry is just getting better and better.
That's the relentlessness to immediately, after not being able to execute the skill initially, get the ball right back and get right back towards task at hand. I think relentless might be the best word to describe the performance from Lexington on the whole tonight.
And that was one of the keys to the game, right? Still stay hungry. If you're at the top of the table, everyone's going to be gunning for you. You have to bring your best performance every game, and I really think Lexington has today.
So many winning players brought in the offseason. A degree of coherence of this squad from day one. That credit belongs to Mac Hemi. There have been no growing pains, and that's probably the most impressive part, all told, for Lexington, as they are well on their way to 9 games unbeaten to start the season. Elvis Osmanovic calls the foul. Ashlyn Puerta has touched the ball 28 times. Really doesn't feel like I can recall even 5.
And I was just thinking, like, is she even on the field right now, right? And again, I'm not knocking her. It's also her teammates as well. Like, she's leading the league in goals. Let's get her the ball, get her touches, find her space, find her a way to get her the ball.
That was something that we talked to Stacey Ballem about. The build up to this game, as maybe more on that here in a moment. Working their way into the final third and out for a corner. Just the ability for Ashlyn Puerta at 18 years old to have the awareness to do some of the more well-groomed striker things, running away from the ball, and some of those aspects of the game where it isn't the flashy thing with the ball at your feet, but she's had no support today.
And it's also a mental thing, right? You just get so frustrated as a forward or as a player when you're not touching the ball. Just feels like the game's just pinging around you.
There's a corner to attack in this moment, though. Ball in. It's a well-sculpted delivery. It falls free at the back post, headed on, and missing by millimeters.
Sporting JAX needs to use this momentum now. Keep this ball locked in, because this was an excellent opportunity that they had. They're finally winning those aerial balls, and this one just misses wide.
That should lift the spirits at least a little bit. Set pieces, always the great equalizer. Jacksonville nearly able to get something there.
It just seems they're stiff in the cold, doesn't it? They're just not moving.
Coming back in off the international break, and they left the rhythm on the other side of that vacation. And course, it wasn't much of a vacation for those players in camp for Sporting JAX. Stacey Ballum saying that she doesn't really like to give time off. She did give the squad 2 days in this little layoff, but it was right back to work after that. Introducing the LSC One membership, your season ticket to every LSC men's and women's home match in 2026. All-in-one package starting at only $21 per month. Become a member today at lexsporting.com/memberships and unlock free tickets to every remaining 2025 regular season home match. Swung in, the goalkeeper's fumbled it away, but able to collapse on her own mistake. Up and down night for her so far.
I just think, you know, the times that she has parried the ball out, they've just been in such dangerous situations where I'd rather, or it's safer what she just did, kind of fumble it a little bit, but then fall on it. Just keep it in your grasp.
It keeps the lead at 2 for Lexington. A peering ball over the top, a big collision at the end of it. It was Hannah Schartz who took the brunt of the blow.
Nice little stiff arm to the chest there.
Maybe a little frustration on a night where Paige Kenton and company have had little access to the attacking ends. It's been chippier here in the second half, that's for sure. Game of head tennis breaking out. Now Griffith breaking out with the ball. Taken off her toes. Contested by Vaca. And here comes the long throw. Hannah Schartz is shaking off whatever knock was ailing her. Is plenty ready to certainly cause a stir inside the 18. All the runway she needs. Muscled into the box. Still sticking there on the turn. Ekic able to get a clear side of target. Now into the area. Off a deflection. And nothing coming. It was Almer who was in the thick of it and immediately regained by Lexington.
Lexington doing a great job with those services into the mixer. They've done a great job recycling their runs, mixing up their runs. Obviously, Barry is a little taller than everyone else. She's been getting her head on balls.
McCain chesting down. Thundering into the center. And lasered wide. Just track the movement of both Addie McCain and Ekic. Middle of the box as crosses carved in, headed home. Precise, pristine, 3-0. It is a goal for Catherine Berry. Undone in full, Sporting JAX.
Lexington just doing a great job with their services in the box, doing a great job putting it in the mixer. And I was waiting for Hannah Johnson to sneak up because she was wide open on that left side. And what a brilliant ball. Catherine Berry, she's been winning those head balls all night tonight. And this right here, perfectly placed. Notice how she goes far post and goes towards the way the ball came from. That enables her to get so much power from her front forehead.
Goal number 6 for her. Had to come off the bench last time out, and that will be her last action of the night as she exits.
Well-deserved sub right there.
Lexington will make a set of changes. Shane Moyer coming on. Amina Ekic set to exit as well. Mackenzie Weiner will enter the contest for Lexington SC. Another example of how good the depth is for Lexington with Weiner coming on. That goal is presented by Clark's Pump and Shop. 3 of them on the heels of 5 in the last match at home for Lexington. Lexington, beyond the offensive potency, only 2 clean sheets for them the entirety of last year. This would be 5 in this current season if they can complete this mark. They had a clean sheet going late in the last game against Fort Lauderdale, surrendered it at the last in the 82nd minute. Already 5 goals to the good.
It's just amazing how far Lexington has come in one season.
To the wide side, Weinertz looking for more, hungry for more. Hooked away. Vaca, the ball left behind her, prevents any kind of quick counter. Now this will be bitter for Sporting JAX and Stacey Ballem, but these kind of games can be valuable in the early going of a young season with a new club. Players playing together for the first time, adversity can be a useful tool.
Especially on the road as well, right? I know Sporting JAX has done so well on the road this year. They can definitely learn a lot from this game. Again, just the lack of movement off the ball, I think, has been their biggest struggle today.
Nobody's name is in pen on the team sheet these days. All these players trying to establish themselves in the early patchwork of this club. Quarter hour to compete hard and really maybe earn some future minutes for all those out there. Niftily along, sifting wide. Stung into the box and well held after a bubble. That ball was caught after the hop. That ball is a select ball, the official match ball supplier of the Gamebridge Super League. Many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest select product specials and more. Select, it is of course the player's choice.
Lexington not showing any signs of letting down at all. Just relentless. They still want to get more goals.
I think they all knew with the degree of talent acquisition that there was going to be a target on their back coming into this year, and they have accepted the role of villain. This Lexington club, they have been ruthless to all those who oppose. They are not done yet tonight. Scrambling in on the left foot, body down in the box, headed on, and flicked narrowly wide. Too close for comfort for Caitlin Parks.
Lexington just having their way today. I mean, they're just so aggressive on the front foot, attacking individual defenders. And, I mean, there's no way Moyer should be winning that head ball. Do you know what I mean? Like, Sporting JAX, get aggressive, go after the ball.
And that's been the key margin. The battlefield that's been won so pivotally by Lexington. It's all the second balls that belong to the side in green.
And ahead of the game, right, we knew that this was going to be a possession-based game, right? Both teams, they love to keep it on the pitch. They love to keep it on the floor. They just want to knock it about. So where does that battle become? In the midfield. And it's about winning those second balls, winning those aerial attacks. And, you know, Coach Stacey Ballem, she is not going to be pleased.
Picked up at the back by Asman. This is a Sporting JAX side that were coming off the highest mark of possession in a game in the league's young history at 71%. The ball skips away and is tucked into an unguarded net. They switch off Lexington, and Jacksonville have new life here at the ends.
And you talked about the goal that they led up against Fort Lauderdale just the other week, and this same type of thing. It's what we call a hospital ball. A soft pass back to the goalkeeper. Sporting JAX able to capitalize on it.
Pouncing on opportunity and pushed home. Paige Kenton, the one who provides the final touch. That's her 3rd goal of the year. In the 79th minute, there is hope. It might be short-lived. Stepping in front, crucially, Julia Lester. A well-picked pass that bounces off the foot of Annie McCain. And cleared out for a goal kick. The Gamebridge Super League season is in full swing. Visit GamebridgeSuperLeague.com for all the latest information, analysis, and insight to all things Gamebridge Super League. Sporting JAX working through the gears. On the turn, Sporting JAX trying to reignite the interest here late. Swerving bit of dribbling. Clash from Puerta. Now pushed wide. Served in. Vaca waiting on it. Knocked down. Off course and out. The question is what will happen next, and it will be a corner. Sudden surge from Sporting JAX.
Sporting JAX really picking up the intensity now.
It could get spooky very quickly here for Lexington SC if there is anything of a hatched plan on for Sporting JAX. Within swing. Headed down, dangerously so, a second effort, and then a save from Asman. She owns the ball in the end, but it's not without issue.
Asman doing a great job reading this, as once she gets to anywhere close, she is just swarming all over the ball.
Thundering forward, Weinert. Alert to it, Caitlin Parks.
Getting some late match action here. Weiner, just not enough speed there. She needs to take that touch, cut it across the defender so she gets her body in between the ball and the defender.
Things really opening up in the late show. JAX compelled to really start pressing forward in numbers. Lexington SC happy to absorb some pressure as they do now. Pushed wide, Paige Kenton. Held off by Hannah Schartz. Cross gets in anyway. Cleared over the head. Acrobatic stuff at the back. Down by Sophie Jones. And trudging on. All the way to the end line. Grace Philpotts, who can't keep it on.
Substitution for Lexington SC, number 5, Maddie.
Andrea Fernandez as well as Katie Sullivan set to come on.
And for Jacksonville,
that's for Sporting JAX, Maddie Perez.
Replaces number 5, Georgia Brown.
Looks like she will be entered into the game for Lexington SC.
Replaces number 10, Meg Hughes.
Exhausting all the attacking options here at the last, Sporting JAX. Day done for Meg Hughes, who flirted with a couple moments early, but was largely quiet.
Saw a few flashes from her, but not much after that.
Sneaking away. Pounding down the loose ball. Flush wide. Sophie Jones infield. Maddie Kemp had the first strike. Maybe another effort in it. What a tackle. Straight into the game, Maddie Perez.
Sporting JAX just coming alive now. Like, where was this the last 60 minutes.
They set up for a corner with urgency, with imperative. Everybody forward but the goalkeeper. Swooping in. Goalkeeper up for it. Contact first. Stuck into an empty net. There are 2 Lexington players down. Physio being brought on. It was brave for Kat Asman to charge into the crowd like that.
Asman's had a lot of action these past few minutes. She went from nothing to a lot heading at her.
Grabbing at her side now. How we got to this 3-1 point, it had been Lexington bossing it. The 1-0 at the break by way of Sarah Griffith.
And not many better shots that we've seen so far this season in the Gamebridge Super League than that one right there.
And picking up where they left off in the second half, Lexington pressing the advantage. Beyond the front foot, Catherine Berry serving in. Initially blocked away by the goalkeeper, but stuck home without much issue. Romina Ekic.
Easy finish for Ekic. And Berry's just been all over the pitch tonight.
And towards the later stages, in the 73rd minute, Lexington pressing into the box, and Catherine Berry, it's elementary in the end.
She has won, I feel like, every head ball in the box tonight. That one wide open for her to score.
That would be the last thing she did on the night. Pulled from the game, and Lexington really only put 1 foot wrong all evening, but they were punished harshly at the front end. Paige Kenton.
Just a dangerous mistakes in the back leads to them conceding a goal.
You see it all over the face of Kat Asman. She sees her clean sheet dreams go up in smoke. Paige Kenton's 3rd goal of the year there. It does look like Asman is up and able to continue now.
And it was that soft distribution from Asman that just led to the soft pass back to her, which enabled Sporting JAX to just grab that ball and go for the open net.
In from deep by Hannah Schartz. Kemp. Flying forward in force, calling for it. Up front is Puerta, never gets there. Too long to release the ball on the flank. Now set right back, return to center, but the flag immediately pops up. It was Annie McCain. She took so much joy, Annie McCain, in scoring against Lexington last year. Scored her only career hat trick against this same team that she now wears the kit for. 5 goals in total. Good way to scout Lexington SC. Somebody's been hitting you hard when you've played them. Just go ahead and sign them up.
And we've seen that all over the league, right? With all the different movement from team to team. We have 2 Brooklyn players, former Brooklyn players on the pitch tonight.
Former teammates there, Grace Philpotts as well as Allison Pantuso. Speaking of former teammates, Mackenzie Weiner pressing forward, former Spokane player. And it will be a corner kick. Hannah White is set to be the final change for Mac Hemme and co. See if she gets a chance to attack this corner now. Looks like that will be the case, and the opening goal scorer fittingly comes off here at the very final moments. Sarah Griffith, she exits. Her goal made it 1-0. It was brilliantly taken.
This is, just an amazing, put it up for goal of the month. I mean, you're not going to get much better than that. Just a nice little kiss off the post, and it's in the back of the net.
It was always on an upward trajectory until it made contact with the woodwork and skipped in. Now, if it's a square post, maybe hits that post and stays out, but a circular one, every time hitting the back of the net.
I don't think they make square posts anymore. Not since England
Maybe
lost.
showing my age
Yeah.
there a little bit. I played on quite a few as a former goalkeeper myself. I was thankful for that. Headed on. No post keeping that out. Lexington, non-stop. Heads held high and 4-1 to the good. It looks like it will be credited to Tati Funk.
It's just Lexington winning another ball in the box, and Shea Moyer, I think, is the one, right? Shea Moyer is the one that gets the touch. And remember, a few minutes ago, Shea Moyer has no right winning these aerial head balls. She is the shortest player out there, and that's now 2 head balls that she's won and 1 to put in the back of the net. How many head goals do you think she has in her career?
Well, that's her 3rd goal this season. As she steps up, and there is just something to being in the right place at the right time. It's been her craft and trade as she comes into this game and immediately erases the concession from moments ago. That goal is presented by Clark's Pump and Shop. Into 5 minutes now, stoppage time.
Be sure to download the Chick-fil-A app in advance to be eligible to win on future set-piece goals.
And again, for Lexington, who had that diversity of scores against Fort Lauderdale, it's the same story here today. Four separate players scoring against Fort Lauderdale for 5 goals in that game. 4 separate scores here in this one. Swinging in a shot from distance and swooping it wide.
And you talked about Lexington scoring in different ways, and this is exactly just another one. Nice little flick on by Moyer. Sporting JAX is not going to be happy if they watch this film back, right? Again, everyone's still standing, not being first to the ball, not being aggressive, not getting up, not challenging. And, you know, we talked to Stacey Balaam, and one of our pillars is hard work, being competitive, and they just haven't been there today.
Weinertz loses her footing and draws the foul. Everything else at this point is cosmetic. Another resounding performance for Lexington SC, picking up exactly where they picked up, left off, I should say, at the end of the stretch ahead of the international break. Tati Fung over the ball, flings in. It's another devilish delivery. It just starts out what will be a goal kick. Set pieces all game, though.
Lexington not letting up, right? I mean, it's just in the mixer. It might as well be practice for them, just serving balls in.
They have hit out at their opponent from all angles and all phases all night. Pressed wide. Left a little bit wide of the target. And Johnson will catch it out. It was Vaca who was making the wide run. Some fleet feet at the far touchline. Now starting to connect some of those passes. Sporting JAX at the top of the box. It's blocked on the way through. Asman won't catch it. It's a corner kick. Pushed in at the near post, headed along. Asman will lay claim. 60 seconds left to what has been A wire-to-wire performance from Lexington SC. The league's lone unbeaten. Will stay that way at the end of the night. And they may do so by a wider margin. Mackenzie Weinertz. Play is deadened. Paige Kenton, the goal scorer for Sporting JAX, up with a bit of an ailment. Pause in play. This game all but done and dusted. A look at what's to come over the course of the weekend. Plenty to whet the appetite.
Yeah, I mean, we have Brooklyn, who's just been amazing in the second half of games, taking on Fort Lauderdale United, who was on the bad side of a scoreline just like this against Lexington, losing 5-1. And then Dallas versus DC for Sunday's matchup. Sunday fun day.
There you have it. I believe I was looking at some of the statistics from around the division preparing for this game, and just in regard to Brooklyn, as the shot will come in with, well, I was going to say without much issue, but with a deflection at the last, it will skip past Kat Asment and add a second for Sporting JAX. So tough for a goalkeeper when the ball bounces like that right in front of you. Asment losing the plot.
Sporting JAX just not finished yet, and this is just another bad mistake by Asment in goal. We're going to credit Porto with that. Wow, I mean, you know, this is why no matter what, right? Goalkeepers, get your body in front of the ball. You never just want your hands out there by themselves. You never know how that ball is going to skip off the turf.
So Ashlyn Puerta, effectively on the last kick of the game, will add a goal there late. They will credit it to her. But on the day, it's all about Lexington. 4-2 the final score.
You know, besides those few mental mistakes, I have to say this is a Lexington team that is proving that they are #1. They deserve to be top of the league. Extends their unbeaten streak to 10 matches now. Second longest, the highest being Carolina with 11 from last season.
And they will take aim at that mark next time out, away at Brooklands. Post-game coverage coming up on the other end of a break. It finishes Lexington 4, Sporting JAX 2. as sweet as candy for Lexington SC here on Halloween at home. They take it over Sporting JAX 4-2. The highlights from a game that was packed chock full of them here in Kentucky with Christine Huber. I'm Peyton Gallagher, and it was Lexington SC starting straight away.
Lots of goals tonight, and this one, by far the prettiest, nominated for Goal of the Month because you're not going to get much sweeter than that, kissing it off the post.
Sarah Griffith giving it a belting in off the woodwork and off to the races for Lexington SC. They would start straight away into the second half with much more on the fireworks department.
Now, Barry really had her way today on the Sporting JAX defense. Great service in, deflection, and Ekage has so much time. She has the poise in the box, takes her time, and she finishes it.
Just felt like there was this unrelenting sense of conviction in the box for Lexington in the second half, and that would be present once more here in the 73rd minute. It would be a cross in from deep, and Catherine Berry to apply the finishing touch.
And it's just a ball into the box, and it's Berry winning those head balls all night in the box. This one pays off with a goal.
There would be a couple of mishaps at the last there for Lexington. This would be the first of two Sporting JAX pouncing in the press.
Just defensive mistakes by Lexington. They're not going to be happy with this, that they gave up some goals and conceded some tonight.
Into the 90th minute now. It would be a corner kick. It would be one more for Lexington.
Yet again, right in the mixer. First to the ball is Shay Moyer. She's the leader. She rides the locker room, and tonight she gets a goal.
And why not? Let's add a sixth goal for the night. Another one to the account of Ashlyn Puerta. She will be credited despite a wriggling deflection there just at the top of the 18. That would be the last kick of the game. As we are set to join now Catherine Berry. Catherine, wire-to-wire performance for you guys. What was your favorite part of how your team played on this evening?
Yeah, I think it was just our relentless desire to get the next goal tonight. That was really huge for us. I think we knew we wanted to come out and get that first goal, and then continuing our pressure to not let down and make sure that we got that second and that third to kind of give us the lead to play with and to set ourselves apart a bit. So I think that was huge tonight, and that was something I'm proud of us for.
Talk about the connection you have between you and your midfielders, because you guys just seem to be on the same page.
Yeah, we've done a lot of work since preseason started, just working on those combinations and those relationships, and that was one thing since we are a team that brought in a bunch of new players from all different places where we had to kind of relearn how to play with each other, and it was something that we didn't have a last year's chemistry to build off of with a lot of our pieces, so that was something that had to be a focus from day one, and so we've put a lot of time, energy, and effort into that, and I think we've really learned our style and our brand of soccer so that anyone who comes in there knows what they're supposed to be doing, and we worked all week on that and the relationships and the runs we were supposed to make, and that paid off today.
What do you think was more exciting for you personally tonight, your assist or your goal?
I honestly have been dying to get an assist. I feel like we've been close on a couple, and a couple of my teammates have set me up really well, so I'm really happy to help Amina get that one and just continue to push our lead there. I think that was a huge goal for us, so definitely excited about both, and also pumped that I could give HJ her assist on that cross. It was a beautiful ball, and she really put it on a platter for me, so I'm grateful also to be able to have put that away for her.
Catherine, before you go, favorite Halloween costume you saw around the stadium tonight?
There was a guy dressed as a hot dog in the railbird section. That was pretty good. I didn't get to see too many while we were playing, but that was pretty good. Also, HJ had a really good costume walking in. She was Wednesday Addams, so I don't know. You can check out our Instagram for that picture, but that was pretty awesome also.
All right, Catherine, thank you. Enjoy the night.
Thank you, guys.
That guy was celebrating plenty throughout the evening as we're all in attendance behind Lexington SC. A romp on their home pasture. 4-2, the final score here on the day. For my partner, Christine Huber, our entire cast and crew, folks, I've been Peyton Gallagher, and we will talk to you soon. The Cambridge Super League season continues. The final score here, Lexington 4, Sporting JAX 2.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.